All right, Virgo, welcome to your weekly Sidereal astrology forecast. This is for October 5th through the 11th. My name is Athen. So this is, of course, for Sidereal astrology. If you're new to this type of astrology, do check the description down below because your sign might be different. But Virgo, there's a lot shaping up this week. Last week, we didn't have a lot of aspects, and it feels like they're really hitting us all this week. I'll show you here in the transit graph. So you can see a lot of aspects, and there's a mixed bag. You can see there's challenging and easy aspects, which I'll sort of dissect and uncover for you, but it's involving a lot of different areas of life. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. Now, as a general energy, Saturn is still sextiling the North Node this week. That's going to go on through Sunday. And the North Node's a major player. And again, the North Node's about your life path. It's about your future. And it's all associated with these eclipses that we had. Or that we always have and that we just had last month. So this is about your first house. The North Node's been transiting here for about the past couple years, and it's all about you and your identity, your goals, your drives, your ambitions, putting energy into that. And that's going to be a strong emphasis in your chart. Mercury is going retrograde this early part of the week, continuing that retrograde, and then goes station direct here on Friday. And when he goes direct, he goes right over that North Node in your first house. So maybe you have been reflecting about yourself, your goals, your drives, your ambitions. That's naturally the case when your ruler Mercury goes retrograde, and maybe even things relating to your career. So when it comes to you, it comes to your self-image, it comes to your career, your ambitions, all of that is changing this week and even into next week. And I think you can learn quite a bit about those particular areas with the North Node, because the North Node's all about learning, and so is Mercury for that matter. And so when they come together, there's a lot of rational understanding and practical understanding about the new energies unfolding, which again is about you and your ambitions in life, as they have been over the past couple of years. But there's still a lot of energy in your 12th house. You know, this is the house of behind-the-scenes activity, spirituality, getting that alone time, and there's going to be some aspects with that, which I'll talk about. But as a general energy, Saturn sextiling the first does signify that you should have a good patient, good pragmatic energy available. It's not a given, but it's there. That's the sextile. And with Mercury over there too, things relating to your career and your self-image, there is that opening. There is that opportunity for you to take the slow and steady road, the long-term approach, and all of that can help you build some solid foundations in regards to that this week. Now, also taking place this week and going into next week is Jupiter trining up to Pluto. It's a very nice transit, actually. Pluto, usually about change and transformation and harmonious aspect up to Jupiter. And all of this energy, soon to be in your 12th house, is all about change to you in your unconscious, your psyche, the deeper aspects of life, you getting that alone time, that spiritual time out. And Pluto is, very deep, but in a trine position, it makes it easy to work with. So be open to change there. Be open to change too with your feelings, with your past, your roots. Be open to that, because that's what Pluto's sort of uncovering for you in that 4th house, and non-attachment to everything relating to your roots. And it could be external, like your home, or some of you might be making changes or changing location or restructuring the home environment. So whatever it is, opportunities in both areas, your 12th house and your 4th house, and there is that support, and it's a good harmony, and you're going to notice a continued energy of that as Mars and Venus then make their way over this part of the chart with Pluto. So that's very nice, and Jupiter does, of course, also rule your relationships, so there can be some positive changes there, or maybe just things going well, generally speaking, with that. A lot of the insights that came to you last couple weeks during that lunar eclipse in your 7th might have to do with that. So that's the overall energy of the week, but then from that there are some challenging aspects, and the challenging aspects are split into two halves. There's the first half of the week challenging aspects, and then the second half, as you can see here. So the first half of the week has Mars opposing Neptune and the Sun squaring up to Pluto. So here, with the alone time, there is also the faith and trust that is needed when it comes to your work, or when it comes to your daily environment, or whatever it is that you work on or do on a daily sphere. Could be your health and diet as well. Uncertainty with that. And that's okay, because Neptune is showing you the importance of faith and trust there, and that's all part of our spiritual evolution. And when you have that faith and trust in the 6th house, it's going to help you relax into all this opportunity that you do have to connect to God, to connect to the now moment, to your heart center, to compassion, to empathy, all of these things that are associated with that 12th house. information from your dream space, your intuition, your psychic abilities, all that's expanding with Jupiter, and you should be quite assertive with all of that as well with Mars, but it is going to take that willingness to not have it all figured out, so to speak. And especially when it comes to the daily routine stuff. Now, the Sun does square up to Pluto as well. So here, this is a little bit easier to work with in the sense that's very directly associated with you. The Sun in your first house, but although does also rule your 12th, is signifying that there's change needed here with the self-image, with your goals and drives, and the more open you are to that, the better. And this is also for that alone time. Be open to change, modification there to your spirituality and to yourself, and then you'll find this Pluto transit very constructive, actually, and really changing you for the best, as it always does, when it comes to your feelings, your roots, your home, and everything that you're sentimentally connected to. Then the second half of the week does have Venus squaring up to Saturn, and then the Sun opposing up to Uranus on Sunday. So over the weekend, patience when it comes to specifically the finances, material aspects of life, your travel, your expansion, and again, the spiritual time, or whatever it is you're doing behind the scenes here. That's a square from Venus and Saturn. Saturn's recently made his way into your third house of communications, so it's important to continue to take those things nice and slow. The learning, the sharing, the communicating, all of that is where you're going to be building your foundations for the next 2.5 years with Saturn in Scorpio and Ophiuchus. And this week that's going to be activated, so maybe there's some extra things to do to discipline yourself to get that alone time. I don't know. Maybe there is some things that you're going to be working on behind the scenes. But over the weekend, just that patience and a healthy dose of self-reflection and alone time can go a long way when it's done very constructive. And the Sun does oppose up to Uranus, which signifies sudden things. And this can be sudden things with relationships on Sunday. It's going to be going into next week. I'll talk more about this in the next weekly. But stay nice and grounded with relationships over the weekend. Again, it's an area of change for you with all the eclipses and everything. But watch going to any extremes, watch making any sudden decisions with this type of aspect. And as long as you're keeping both feet firmly on the ground, though, it is a good time to have freedom in relationships, a healthy dose of freedom, so that in all of your connections, there is that individuality, there is that spark, and you're able to be your true self when it is coming from compassion and it is coming from the right place. So Virgo, the strongest emphasis is going to be that Mercury, your ruler, is going direct this later part of the week. Things become less introverted and they start to flow a little bit more. Now the energies are going to be lower this week as the moon makes her way to the sun for the new moon happening on Monday of the following week, and that's going to be in your first house. So there's a lot of new beginnings shaping up. Happy birthday to a lot of you Virgos, by the way, who have your birthdays this week, and those new beginnings are going to shape up for the next 6 months, relating to you, relating to all of this you learn about yourself this week and your goals, your drives, and maybe even your career and stuff like that with Mercury going over that North Node. So Virgo, have a great one. Thanks again. If you guys have any questions, please do let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Take care.